China's $6,000 electric car shakes up the entire EV industry. In today's world, we often see conventional vehicles equipped with internal combustion engines on our roads. These traditional vehicles tend to be more budget-friendly compared to the emerging electric alternatives that are gradually replacing them. Governments worldwide are actively pursuing initiatives aimed at reducing harmful CO2 emissions to protect our planet. To combat this issue, one of the strategies being employed is the promotion of electric vehicles, or EVs, in the automotive industry. Three major regions of the world, China, Europe, and America, are at the forefront of supporting electric vehicles. However, a significant challenge remains. Electric vehicles are more expensive than traditional diesel or petrol cars. This isn't solely due to evolving technology, but also because the materials required for electric vehicles can be costly. Fortunately, China possesses a unique advantage in this regard. The country has easy access to the raw materials needed for EV production, reducing their reliance on other nations to manufacture their vehicles. This advantage helps them address the cost challenges associated with electric vehicles. Geely, a Chinese automotive brand, has taken a bold step to tackle the high costs of electric vehicles. They've introduced a new car priced at just $6,000. But who exactly is Geely? And does this car truly offer good value for its price? Let's delve into how China has surprised the electric vehicle industry with this affordable $6,000 car. Currently, there are over 1.4 billion traditional cars with internal combustion engines worldwide, and they contribute to harmful CO2 emissions that impact our planet negatively. However, the global auto industry is in the midst of a significant transformation, and the rise of electric vehicles is playing a crucial role in reducing our reliance on oil. By 2030, electrification is expected to eliminate the need for 5 million barrels of oil per day. In the past 3 years, the market share of electric vehicles has skyrocketed, with sales surpassing 10 million units, accounting for 14% of all new car sales. This marks a remarkable leap from just 9% in 2021 and less than 5% in 2020. As a result, there were over 26 million electric cars on the roads globally in 2022, showing a staggering 60% increase from the previous year. Despite this impressive growth, experts predict that the electric vehicle industry is only getting started. By the end of 2023, it is projected that 14 million EVs will be sold, and electric cars could make up 18% of all car sales. With Geely's bold initiative, we may witness a significant shift in the adoption of electric vehicles, making them more accessible to people worldwide and accelerating the transition towards a greener future. The UK government has set a goal to stop selling new petrol and diesel cars by 2035, with the ultimate aim of achieving net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2050. Currently, there are 39 million vehicles on UK roads, but only 27,000 new electric cars were registered last year. It has been discovered that if all cars in the UK were electric, carbon emissions would decrease by almost 12%. Interestingly, electric cars are not a new invention. Back in the late 90s, 90% of taxis to New York were electric. However, figures like Henry Ford and others found ways to mass-produce internal combustion engine cars at affordable prices, reshaping our perception of what a typical car should be. This shift is unfortunate for several reasons, especially considering that electric cars have a simpler design, consisting of electric motors, a battery, and a controller. This simplicity eliminates the complexity of moving mechanical parts found in internal combustion engines and associated technologies, as well as reducing the energy required to manufacture each component, similar to how Henry Ford and other car manufacturers made affordable cars accessible to the masses. Chinese electric vehicle manufacturers have successfully mastered the art of producing electric cars in large quantities while keeping production costs down. China boasts a thriving automobile industry and enjoys easy access to raw materials, which enables Chinese car makers to swiftly produce vehicles at more affordable prices. These cars not only come with attractive price tags, but also offer impressive standard features. Interestingly, European consumers are increasingly looking for affordable electric vehicles. Envia's CEO Patrick Collar noted that China is manufacturing high-quality vehicles that are hard for Europe to resist importing. This situation is even more challenging for Europe than for the United States. Over the years, while the average price of electric cars in Europe has risen since 2015, it has decreased in China, making electric cars cheaper than traditional petrol-powered ones. Chinese EV manufacturers can achieve lower production costs due to reduced research and development expenses, capital spending, and labor costs compared to their European and American counterparts. Currently, China holds approximately 5.8% of Europe's electric vehicle market share. as reported by the French auto consultancy Innova. However, this share is expected to grow significantly in the coming years as Chinese brands introduce more cost-effective models. Conversely, in the United States, high duties imposed on Chinese-made vehicles have hindered China's efforts to gain a substantial share of the American car market. Many American buyers tend to prefer brands they are familiar with and trust, such as Toyota, Volkswagen, Audi, BMW, and Mercedes-Benz. Switching to Chinese car brands can be a significant step for many consumers. However, it's worth noting that Chinese EVs have earned 5-star safety ratings from European regulators, which counteracts perceptions of lower quality. Geely Group CEO has set an ambitious goal of selling 600,000 electric vehicles in 2023. Geely's plan includes micro-EVs, and its primary competitor in this market is the Wuling Mini EV, which was the top-selling micro-EV in China in 2022. Wuling Mini EV alone sold over 554,000 vehicles, with total sales surpassing 1.1 million. In terms of design, Geely's Panda Mini EV follows a compact and boxy style, similar to the Wuling Mini EV and Jacq-i EV7S. However, Geely has added some playful touches to the design. The Panda Mini V features round headlights referred to as cute big eyes and a bionic design. The side mirrors are called bare ears, and the car has a generous amount of glass with an interesting rear window design. The blacked-out pillars create a floating roof appearance, and the doors and fenders have stylish oval stampings. Inside the cabin, you'll find a modern and clean dashboard. It comes standard with a sleek 9.2-inch instrument panel and an 8-inch central touchscreen that supports various functions including a camera, electric air conditioning, Bluetooth, and remote control. The center console features a rotary gear selector, and there's a fixed panoramic roof measuring 64 inches, allowing natural light into the cabin. The Panda Mini EV supports 22 kilowatt DC fast charging, enabling the battery to charge from 30% to 80% in just 30 minutes. Although it's a small car primarily designed for inner-city travel and doesn't have a high horsepower output, it's equipped with a single electric motor, powering the rear wheels, delivering 40 horsepower and 110 Newton-meters of torque. There's also a lower-spec variant with 27 horsepower and 85 Newton-meters of torque. The range varies depending on the version, with the 27 horsepower model offering 120 kilometers or 74.5 miles, and the 40 horsepower model providing a range of 200 kilometers or 124 miles. The Panda Mini EV comes in different versions, with the least expensive one priced at $5,800 and the fanciest one at $7,800. It has become incredibly popular, sparking intense competition among Chinese EV manufacturers. One notable contender in this competition is the Wuling Bingo, a small electric car produced by Zhejiang Wuling under the Wuling brand. The Wuling Bingo offers two different powertrain options, a basic version with 40 horsepower and a more powerful one with 67 horsepower. Regardless of the version, the top speed is limited to around 100 kilometers per hour or 62 miles per hour. The Wuling Bingo provides two battery choices. The smaller battery has a capacity of 17.3 kilowatt-hours, offering a range of up to 200 kilometers or 124 miles on a single charge according to the NET-EC test cycle. For those seeking more range, there's a larger battery with a capacity of 31.9 kilowatt-hours, allowing for a range of up to 330 kilometers or 205 miles before needing to recharge. If the variety of affordable electric vehicles available in China were also present in Europe and America, it could lead to a significant increase in the total sales of new electric vehicles on both continents. But wait, China isn't the only one shaking up the EV scene with a cheap electric car. A powerful challenger rises in the north, blending Scandinavian design with Geely's prowess. Join us as we unveil the magic behind Volvo's new electric marvel, the Volvo EX30. You won't want to miss it. See you there.